Welcome to the sitting room, or growing up in America, I would say the living room here at Keeper's Cottage, our English fairy tale cottage that first it was a dream, then it was a nightmare, and now it's back to being dream. So this is the big reveal of the sitting room, and I'm just gonna talk you through the color schemes that Malcolm and I came up with and why. But also, you might recognize these two cushions here. Now, let me explain. When we did the bedroom reveal on the last video, you might have noticed these cushions, and that's because the cushions that we have for the primary bedroom have not yet arrived. So these were just placeholders. A lot of you in the comments from the bedroom reveal video said, wait, it's too green, it's da-da-da, and you're right. Those are not the cushions that Malcolm and I have chosen. They're being made now. They're gonna bring out the ochre and a little bit more of the light green and a little bit of the beige from the jute rug. The purpose of that video was really just to show you in particular how that room had been completely transformed, in particular how we had taken out the closet that was once there, and where the closet was in upstairs is where the bed is now. So anyway, but thank you for your comments, but the cushions are actually down here, and don't you agree that this is where they should be and they look great? So I just want to talk you through where we found things. This is probably going to surprise the most of you. So I'm going to start up here. We have 4 pictures framed here, and Malcolm, genius Malcolm, bringing out sort of the orange, again, the mustard yellow, different shades of green. This was once the gamekeeper's cottage, you know, because every sort of big historic house would have a cottage on the estate for the gamekeeper. And we wanted to keep in line with kind of that sort of country colors. So that's the colors that we chose. But working with a budget, Malcolm found these prints in an old calendar that he found at a charity shop. That's right. So I think he might have found the calendar for about, I don't know, $1 or a pound. So these are roughly like whatever, 10p each. So can you believe that? So these 4 come from a calendar, and then we mounted them in IKEA frames. So cost savings there. Moving to, to the sofa. This is a pull-out sofa because we have the 2 bedrooms can sleep 4, but if there's a family of 6 coming, this is another double bed. So this is a pull-out sofa there. Lovely sort of herringbone tweed here with this green, and then just pulling out just some colors here, more like a forest green here, a softer green, and then this absolutely gorgeous floral pattern here that pulls in all of the colors that we've been working with. So that, I'm still gonna stay with the sofa. Then on either side, we have 2 end tables here, 2 side tables. Those were found in a charity shop. My favorite thing, so in a charity shop, found in a charity shop, and they came blue color, and we had them painted this darker green called Messel. It's from Mylands Paint. We had those painted as well. And then just I'm gonna come over to this side. Pookie is one of our favorite, I think for many people, if you're in the UK, everybody loves Pookie, right? So Pookie has amazing, it's a light company, amazing bases and amazing shades, and all reasonably priced. So these are the 2 wood bases. Then you've got the ochre lamp shades on top of this sort of dark green, really dark green, almost like an army green end table here. Then moving to the curtains, again, we source these curtains locally. These were handmade, and again, bringing out a little bit of sort of that light brown, beige, cream color from the sisal below. And then again, working with the orange here, that we have the burnt orange that we have in the room. Moving to the coffee table, Malcolm found this. Again, it's rustic looking. He found it in an antique shop. Not very much money. I mean, I think like 100 quid, maybe even less than that. So wonderful there. Then up above here, there will be, I need to do some oiling on this. I'm gonna oil this, but up above here, there will be a mirror. We have chosen the mirror but we found that one in an antique shop. I'm sorry I don't have it up yet, but we will be painting that. Hi everybody, we have a huge announcement. We are so excited to announce that there's Grand Historic Tours #2. So the first one that we launched a couple months ago has been sold out, which is wonderful, amazing. And now we've put new dates on for you to come and stay with Luke and I here at Mapperton. What are those dates?
So this is 5 days as a guest of ours here at Mapperton on the 28th of April next year, 2024. So it'll be spring. In fact, it's the perfect time to come to Mapperton in many ways because the garden will be in full bloom. Hopefully it'll be warming up and we've got a completely packed itinerary of wonderful things. We're going to be going and visiting other historic houses, including Minton House, including Athelhampton House. We're going to be having some delicious formal dinners here at Mapperton.
That's right.
Julie, we're getting dressed up.
Black tie, get your best dress, all of that. And I think even some of the recipes will be from Alberta's, the 9th Countess of Sandwich, who I'm researching right now, from her recipe book that I recently found.
Julie's in charge of the food, which is a really good thing. So Andrew, the butler, will be here to look after you, and he's absolutely wonderful. And we're going to just have the most amazing time. So if you are interested, please go to the website. It's grandhistorictours.com, and there's all the details about the itinerary and also the ability then to make a booking. And we really hope to see you here next April.
I just thought I'd talk a little bit about the plans that we had for this room. So when we came into this room, the floor underneath was this sort of horrible linoleum, I think, or something. It was just awful. And we pulled that up. So we were able to pull all of that up and then lay just this really nice sisal carpet. This again brings out, I'm moving to the chair now, this brings out the burnt orange, rich orange color here. We've got this lovely side table. Side table, again, found at an antiques, sort of antiques charity shop. Well, antiques, I'll say antiques. An antiques market. Malcolm found this as well. Perfect. Again, working with the color scheme. And moving over here, this is probably one of our best finds. Okay, remember how I said we're going for, you know, sort of plaid look. This is the chair. An incredible, incredible chair that normally, to have a chair like this, would have cost over £1,000. And again, we found this at one of our local antiques markets. And this chair, I feel, brings everything together. So again, you're working with the different colors of greens that we have here, the orange, the beige, the creams, and pulling it all together. Swing arm lamp that we found from Neptune, beautiful little side table to put your drink on for somebody sitting in that chair. And then lastly, again, this is something that we found, Malcolm found at our local antiques market. Here in Dorset, we have so many antiques markets, and even in Somerset and in Devon, which are nearby counties. This, I think, possibly we might paint eventually, but again, you've got this cream that works really well. The light gray, I'm not so sure. I mean, Malcolm and I, if we had more time, but this has been a project that's been so delayed that we feel we should just leave it for now. And the plan is to open this up and put a TV inside here, just a small TV. It'll fit nicely, so everybody can come in here and watch TV together. Then lastly, the color is here. So you might notice that the colors that are painted on the walls are a little bit different. On the wall here, we have what's called Grosvenor Square, and it does have hints of a very, very light green mixed with a very light gray. Put that together with the woodwork throughout the house is Mylands, and on the doors is Mylands serpentine. And so it's absolutely brilliant. And it works really well. So this has been, I think, completely transformed. I'm just trying to think if I've missed anything. Well, again, we found little knickknacks just sort of around Dorset. Some, we're gonna change, that's the other thing, we are changing these shades. If anybody comments on the comments down below, we're nearly there, but we will change these shades. We've got them on order, they're coming from Pookie. These will not stay. But we like the wrought iron, and it goes very well with this sort of drinks table next to this chair. So again, what we tried to do in this room was, of course, keep it in keeping with what it was once. You know, it was the gamekeeper's cottage. That's why it's called Keeper's Cottage, and really bringing in those sort of country-esque elements of that orange, those greens, the beige, and tying them all together. But at the same time, working with a budget, and we massively worked with a budget. As I've pointed out around, most of the things that you see in here were found at antiques markets, and not high-end antiques markets, just the ones around Dorset, which is brilliant. And in particular, I mean, how genius is this? Taking an old calendar, pages from an old calendar, mounting them, and then framing them. I mean, that to me is probably one of, I think, the most genius sort of inventions, if you like, in this house. So that's my tour of this room. And again, this will be available for a holiday let, a vacation rental. Do check out the previous video on Keeper's Cottage where we reveal the bedrooms. There's still a couple more to go. We're gonna be revealing the kitchen, and we're also gonna be revealing the bathrooms, because originally this cottage only had one bathroom. That's right. And we took one of the small rooms upstairs and divided it into half to make 2 full bathrooms, one of them en suite. And that is what is really, really exciting, and we cannot wait to share it with you. And I think it goes to show, I think, me and the rest of you, is that when you're working with a budget, it's worth going to those antiques markets that you know, they're well, at least in the UK, they're everywhere. Not the high-end ones, but the ones that are everywhere. We've got a lot of auctions houses around here in Dorset, and it just, because they have a story, and I think that's what's really important. You can be like, oh my gosh, I found this at the antiques in Dorset, and I remember us purchasing it, and you know that it was pre-loved beforehand, and it's, for us, I think, being able to upcycle as well. And lastly, and I promise you this is the last thing, I just want to say a huge thank you to our Mapperton patrons. Because of their generous support, we are able to do projects like this, which in turn will put more income back into the estate to help preserve this part of England's heritage. Without our patrons, we would not have been able to restore the 18th century pool. We would not have been able to put in an ensuite bathroom into one of the bedrooms in the house, the chapel room bathroom, which is very important. Remember, these old houses used to only have one bathroom for everybody. And again, without the support of our patrons, we wouldn't have been able to renovate this cottage to then be able to put it available for holiday lets, vacation rentals, again, and receiving that income so that it can go back into the estate, so that we're helping future generations to preserve this part of England's heritage, and also for you to come and stay and enjoy Mapperton, the estate, the cafe, house tours, and stroll around our award-winning gardens, and of course have a tour of our rewilding project, which is Dorset's most spectacular rewilding project. There's so much going on here just in our little part of Southwest England. So that's my spiel. I'm sticking with it, and we will be back with another video very soon. Kitchen is right next door, and it's nearly done. Bye, everybody.